Let's get real. When a woman ignores you, she's testing you. She's watching how you react, not just to figure out if you'll chase her, but to measure your value. The moment you start over-explaining, double texting, or asking, "Did I do something wrong?" you lose. That's what she wants. She wants to feel power. She wants to feel like she's the prize and you're the one scrambling. Most men fall into that trap because they've been conditioned to believe that effort equals attraction. But in reality, attention makes her feel like a queen, and withdrawal crushes that throne. This is not about being bitter. It's not about revenge. It's about power dynamics. When a woman ignores you, the worst thing you can do is try harder. The best thing you can do, pull back, elevate, and control the game. That's how you flip the script. That's how you make her ego shake, because the truth is, women ignore men they believe they can afford to lose. When she feels that your world revolves around her, she tunes out. But when you show her that you're unfazed, unbothered, and moving forward with or without her, that's when everything changes. This video is going to walk you through exactly what to do when a woman ignores you. Not in theory, not with sugar-coated talk, but with clear, sharp, and practical moves that change the entire dynamic. You'll learn how to regain your leverage, how to make her rethink, and most importantly, how to stay in control of your masculinity in the process. This is about holding your ground like a man. Let's break her ego down, one move at a time. 1. Go silent. Silence is your weapon. When a woman ignores you, your words become worthless. The more you talk, the less impact you have. And when you chase her with your energy, your value drops fast. So the first and most powerful thing you must do is go completely silent. Not a text, not a call, not a comment on her story, nothing. You don't explain yourself. You don't ask her what's wrong. You don't wait around hoping she replies. You vanish like you've got better things to do, because you should have better things to do. This silence isn't about pretending, it's about positioning. You are showing her that you're not dependent on her validation, that her attention doesn't fuel your confidence. When she ignores you and gets no reaction from you, her ego takes the hit. She's expecting you to reach out. She wants to know you're still checking, that you're still hooked. But when she's met with nothing but silence, it creates tension. Women crave emotional control, and your silence strips her of it. You need to understand something deeply. You teach people how to treat you by how you respond to disrespect. Ignoring you is disrespect, whether it's full ghosting or selective replies. When you go silent, you shift the power dynamic. She's no longer in charge of your emotional state. You are. Most men fall apart in this phase. They try to break the silence because they feel rejected. But a man who values himself knows that silence is a message. It says, I don't beg, I don't chase, I disappear. While you're silent, focus on yourself, not in some cliché self-help way. Focus on your discipline, your appearance, your circle, your hustle. Let her absence push you into higher levels, not emotional chaos. That silence becomes more powerful when you're actually improving behind the scenes, because if and when she checks back in, she won't find the same version of you. She'll find someone sharper, colder, and more focused. Here's the part most men miss. Silence isn't just not talking. It's not reacting. You don't watch her stories. You don't like her posts. You don't try to accidentally bump into her. You don't leave traces that show you're waiting. Your presence disappears completely. That's how you create uncertainty. And uncertainty triggers curiosity. Curiosity leads to reconsideration. That's when she starts to wonder, did I misjudge him? Did I lose him? That's what you want. Not revenge, not emotion. You want to plant doubt in her mind. Silence makes that possible. It's not loud, but it echoes. It's not aggressive, but it hits. And if you master it, it becomes your most devastating move in response to being ignored. Remember, a man who goes silent is a man who commands attention. 2. Level up without her. Here's the truth. The best revenge is not a reply. The best revenge is results. When a woman ignores you, don't fall into the trap of thinking you need to win her back. You don't. What you need to do is start elevating yourself in a way that makes her question everything. Your life should move forward with such force that her silence becomes irrelevant. She needs to feel like her absence didn't slow you down, it fueled you. The moment a woman pulls away, most men lose momentum. They get stuck checking their phone, overthinking, wondering what they did wrong. But a high-value man uses rejection as rocket fuel. You don't chase, and you don't sulk. You get in the gym. You build your body. You build your money. You improve your social presence. You create discipline in your day-to-day life that makes you sharper, harder to reach, and impossible to ignore. Understand this. Most women expect you to fall apart when they withdraw. It feeds their ego to know you're waiting. But when you level up, when you start glowing without her, that ego takes a hit. You're sending a message without saying a word. You're showing her that you are not the type of man who needs to beg for attention. You are the man who gets noticed through progress. The crazy part? The moment your life gets better without her, she'll notice. They always do. She'll start lurking, watching from the shadows. She may not comment or like anything right away, but trust me, she's paying attention. She'll feel that shift. She'll sense that you're no longer orbiting her, and that's when the dynamic changes. Suddenly, she's the one feeling left out. You don't post things for her. You don't flaunt for her attention. That's weak. What you do is become undeniable. You carry yourself like a man on a mission. You don't wait to be chosen. You choose yourself. The way you dress improves. The way you speak changes. Your energy becomes calmer, more composed, more dominant. People begin to notice. And eventually, she notices. Not because you tried to impress her, but because she can't ignore what you've become. That's what breaks her ego. Seeing you thrive without her. Seeing you laugh, move, build, and win, while she fades into the background. It challenges everything she assumed about you. Most importantly, it forces her to reconsider her value in your world. When a man evolves without a woman, it tells her she's not needed. And that message hits deeper than any insult ever could. So when she ignores you, you level up like your future depends on it. Because it does. You do it for you, not for her. But understand this. The side effect of becoming the best version of yourself is that you start attracting better options, and she knows it. That's when her silence turns into insecurity. That's when she starts questioning her move. 3. Engage other women. You want to destroy her ego? Here's one of the most effective ways. Start engaging other women. Not secretly, not with hesitation, publicly, confidently, strategically. Nothing bruises a woman's ego more than seeing the man she once had access to suddenly giving his attention elsewhere. She needs to see that she's not the only one who can get your energy, your conversation, or your time. The moment she thinks she's irreplaceable is the moment she believes she can ignore you. But the moment she sees you surrounded by options, her confidence starts to crack. Now let's be clear, this isn't about pretending. This is about moving on with purpose. When a woman ignores you, she's silently communicating that she doesn't prioritize you. So why should you keep her on a pedestal? Instead, open yourself up to new women. Start having conversations. Go out more. Be seen. Post pictures with other women, even if it's subtle. Laugh in those pictures. Be present. Let the world and her see that you're desirable, respected, and not stuck waiting. The psychological effect of this is powerful. A woman who ignores you expects you to isolate yourself. She expects you to remain emotionally loyal even when she gives you nothing. But when you start giving your energy to women who appreciate it, the dynamic changes. She feels it. She sees her position slipping. She goes from feeling powerful to feeling threatened, and that's when the chase begins. Women are territorial, even over men they don't want to be with. It's ego. She may not want to commit to you, but the moment she sees another woman enjoying your time, she feels a need to reclaim her position. That's not love, it's possession. But it works in your favor, because now she's not ignoring you. Now she's watching, and if you handle it right, she'll start reaching out again, subtly at first, testing the waters. A like here, a comment there, maybe a random "how have you been" text. That's her ego reacting to the threat of replacement. But here's the key. Don't rush back. Don't abandon the other women just because she's resurfacing. Let her see that she's one of many, not the center. Let her experience the uncertainty that she once forced you to feel. That discomfort is necessary. That shift in power is what humbles her ego. Also, engaging other women sharpens your energy. You start communicating with more confidence. You stop overanalyzing one woman's actions. You regain your masculine edge. You remind yourself that the world is full of options, and your value isn't tied to one person. That clarity is attractive. It makes you harder to shake. And that pressure builds in her mind every time she sees you smiling in the presence of another woman. So don't sit around thinking you're being noble by staying loyal to silence. You're not. You're just feeding her ego. Instead, move, flirt, connect, upgrade. Let her see the attention she threw away being appreciated by someone else. That's not just a reaction, it's a statement.